Good morning, Blades fans, and welcome to Beer and Breakfast, your Sheffield United matchday breakfast show. Today, we've got Southampton, and we can't say this very often, but we're coming off of a big, fucking juicy, beautiful win and 3 points on the board. Is the Great Escape on? No. Are we going to be Steve McQueen? No. But who gives a fuck? We're United. We won a game. Breakfast time! So today's breakfast tipple is Pessoa to get me in the matchday mood. Nice, light, fruity, bit of a celebratory drink. I'm down off bottle already. Oh, it just goes down nicely. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Shoreham View. It really does help the channel out. Please like this video, comment down below, leave your thoughts, feedback, tell us we're crap if you want. Don't really give a shit, but do whatever you want. Just have some interaction with the video. Every little bit helps. And of course, like us on all our social media. I'm not going to call today a 6-pointer. We're already down. Every win is an absolute bonus. So the win against Villa, nobody expected anything, me especially. And to get that 3 points, tremendous. Loved every single second of it, except Jag's being sent off. The dressing gown is on, it's match day, nothing is ruining my mood. So let's get straight into it with By the Numbers. See there, they're not in great form, these, are they? Logic could tell you that if we're going to morph into Steve McQueen and start a Great Escape of our own, this would be the game to keep it going after the odd fought game against Villa. But then you look at all the players we've got out, and now, fucking hell, anybody can play in that back line now because we've got gaping holes in it. I mean, I'm not. In fact, as I said before, let's not waffle on. Let's have a look at my preferred 11. So with what's left is my preferred 11 for the Southampton game. Starting in goal, obviously, Aaron Ramsdale, getting better week in, week out. Vast improvement each game. What a lad. This back line, I don't know if you can call it preferred, but I'm going to say Ampadu in the middle, Brian on the right, Stevens as left centre-back, and Ben Osborne on the left. Midfield, as always, is going to be Norwood, Flegg, Lundstram. Can't have any others. Up front, I'm going to go with McGoldrick and Brewster. Let's start how we started in the last game. Let's hope it pays off. That back line. It's called a preferred lineup, but this is definitely not preferred. This is cobbled together with what's left. Let's just hope nobody gets sent off or injured, because then we are triple fucked. Yeah, I'd call it a preferred 11. It's a make-do back line though. I'd never usually want Ender anywhere near centre-half, but who else going to put there? Who else is there? Come to think of it, you can't put Osborne there. Can you imagine Osborne in that position? No. You could go to a back four, I suppose, but I don't think it's the right time to do that. You never know. Wilder might pull that out of his back pocket today. I just don't see it happening myself. I mean, if you look at the tactics, we have got this system ingrained into ourselves, and it would be nice to. I think Wilder and Nil. Give him credit. Don't write them off as one-trick ponies. They will have a plan B. But who's saying we've got the players available to work for plan B, C, D, E and F? Let's not forget, we're not just missing a few players. We're missing an entire back line. So if we do change the back line today to a different shape or maybe 4 at the back, it'll be out of necessity, not because we're pulling out plan B. Their form is just atrocious. Absolutely horrendous. If we were going to get anything out of a game, today would be the day. Today would be the day to get something with how bad they are. They've won none in the last 5. That means obviously they're going to trounce us today like they did at their ground. But no, staying positive. Let me know in the comments before kick-off how you think today is going to go. What do you think the score is going to be? Do you think we'll take advantage of their poor form? We can sit here and band about tactics and opinions and this, that and the other. But let's say some opinions that count. Let's have a look at the manager's comments and my predicted 11s.
when we looked at it through the night and then the next morning, but we took advice on it. We had yet again a difference of opinion, but we were told that on a technicality that the three things that they're looking for or consider, and I always, as I've said before, I think I've been consistent, Andy, regarding this overturning the decision. Really, it has to be an unbelievable, clear and obvious mistake, and I didn't think it was, but they thought it was, and so it was pointless from our point of view, having taken advice and spoken to a couple of people, and we have to accept that decision. Hopefully, the two boys that you've mentioned that you know will be in contention for next weekend's game at Leicester, and definitely the last game before the international break against Chelsea in the Cup. So you know, fingers crossed that we can get a couple back. As I said, it's been a difficult period for us, but one we have to adjust and adapt to. Just shows you how difficult the division is. You know, everybody talked about their start last season and how they recovered and had a fabulous back end, well, middle to back end of the season, and finished with real momentum and obviously started the season on the front foot, and were what, top two. I think they went top, for a small period of time. So, you know, obvious quality, but as you said, sometimes when you lose a little bit of momentum and you lose some key players and some results don't go for you, this is what can happen in the Premier League. But they've talented manager and a lot of good players, and you know, an established Premier League club, as I've said all along. You know, there was a lot of things that weren't right that afternoon, and we paid the price for a really good, really poor performance and a pretty comfortable win from Southampton. And as you said, they were going well at the time, and obviously we weren't. So no arguments with the scoreline, and obviously the main argument was the performance, which was certainly not good enough on that afternoon. Really good result for us. Good attitude to the game, and as I said afterwards, when I you know, made sort of examples of what happened last year and comparisons to what happened last year to this year in terms of a lot of those games that we were involved in. We got the odd game last season when we weren't good enough and didn't pick up the desired result or performance, which I think everybody understands that happens, which you have to deal with and move on. But as I've talked about, you know, 80-90% of the games were like that, but it was a fabulous goal from us, from our point of view, and a second half, a real desire to defend properly and keep the ball out of the back of net with plenty of spirit and commitment shown, which I think we've shown that right the way through the season. But you know, maybe galvanised even us a little bit more when we felt that the decision to send Phil off, which was harsh, but we recovered from it, and obviously got a great result, and I think I talked to you about it afterwards. You know, Premier League points for Sheffield United are so precious, and obviously you know, three big points for us, and I believe that you know, we deserve for a lot of the attributes that we've shown on the night. I spoke about it, so I should imagine that the powers will be understand what was said. But you know, that's as much as I'm going to say about it today, Andy. I've said what I said on it, as I've always said, being honest and open regarding my feelings and thought process on the football club. So I really got nothing to add to it, Andy, and you know, that's basically where it's at from my point of view.
Yeah, the injury news so far that we have a few players back in the training. Taki and Kyle are coming back in the sessions. If they are available for a game, we have a look, but it looks good. The last 4 games we haven't won, and the last point we took was against Chelsea. I think it's 2 games ago. So we have to look for finding our best performance. Premier League is tough if you play games like we did in the past and don't score in the right moment. We are in a moment not able to win games, but the guys, we had a short week to work on a few things. We had today one session where I saw a good attitude of the guys, and the team that will come on the weekend knows that it is a tough game for us, but we know that we are not ill or something. We still can win games, but we have to play a little bit better like we have done in the past, and we can do this definitely. It only shows that this is not a weak side. I mean, this is a team that is fighting for everything, and you see how difficult it is to create chances against, how aggressive they are, and they are far better than the first time we have met them. But it's not that we expect an easy game anywhere where we go. So it doesn't matter who you are facing in the Premier League. You always need a perfect performance, and it's more concentrating on what we can do better to give us more chances of winning. I'm not such a big fan of this end time scenarios, really, because when we are not winning against Sheffield, we are also not relegated. So we are still maybe 8 points above Fulham. So I don't know. I don't see I see very clear that we have to find back our winning game, but to speak too long about it doesn't give the focus on what you have to do to make it better. I think this is really concentrate on things that you definitely can affect. That means more running, more sprinting, playing a better ball, going into duels with a better fight level, that you keep the ball more with you. And these are the things we should concentrate on. And the end is about the result. You know, in football, there's so much luck or decisions what we cannot affect that if you win or not. So why should you think about that? That doesn't make sense for me. For me, it's more important that every player knows what he has to do on the pitch, and when he does it, then we are a strong side. And the more players we have that do it, the better we are. And this is what I am focusing on.
Some interesting comments there from both managers. I think we all noticed how Wilder got towards the end, a bit prickly. The internet's a bit divided at the minute on Wilder. And whilst I don't really like to jump in speculation, I'm gonna for clickbait and views, because this is YouTube and that's what we fucking do. We sell our souls like a cheap 5p whore. Yeah, look, anybody who think Wilder has to go or wants Wilder gone, I'm sorry, unsubscribe now because this isn't the channel for you, and I think you're a complete dickhead. Absolute knobhead. Wilder must stay. In fact, hashtag, I'm doing the fucking pointy thing again, aren't I? Hashtag Wilder must stay. Stick that on everything. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, fucking carrier pigeon, whatever you want. Because he has to. Disagreements with the board, not it's irrelevant. This man needs to stay at the club. We need to do what Burnley did when they went down, when they kept Sean Dyche. If anybody's bringing us back up, it's Chris Wilder. And there is all this speculation about a director of football and all this other kind of bollocks, and we don't know. We just don't know, do we? There's a lot of press talk. I've heard rumours from inside the club, but until something happens, we just don't know. But I just hope and pray that the speculation is all bollocks and they can kiss, make up, ride off into the sunset, and we can be getting promotion next season. Because I think with Wilder at the helm, that's his best option of promotion. Well, that's what I think anyway. We've heard what I think, we've heard what the gaffers think. Let's hear what you, the fans, think.
Right, so Southampton on Saturday. It's weird going into a game with a tinge of optimism, isn't it? And I do say a tinge because that's as far as I'm able to go with it. As much as I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed that win against Villa. I tell a lie, actually, I didn't. I was crapping myself at last half an hour, definitely, but thoroughly enjoyed the aftermath, I should say. It is hard to get too up for it, knowing that we're now missing yet another defender in Jagielka, because I don't think we'll have time to review it. But you never know with VAR. If we'd have reviewed it, we'd got away with it. You don't know. It was never a red, but He's going to be missing, so it's interesting now. Do we go with a back four? Do we slot a young player in? Does McBurney start at centre-half? I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me at this point, and I wouldn't be against it, weirdly. But yeah, Southampton on a great run. They're on a terrible run, in fact. They're really sinking in terms of their form. And if we're going to take points off of anyone at the minute with like the depleted squad we've got, it'd be a side who are performing like Southampton. And I'd half like to just get back at him just so Alex McCarthy just doesn't have to watch the game for 90 minutes. So yeah, to test him would be nice as well. I think McGoldrick and Brewster up front I'd be happy starting with again. I'm on a positive note after that game and just trying to carry it on as long as I can, because we would just want to go down with a fight. I think that's what most of us have asked for since about December time, and it seems that we might be starting to do that now given the performances we're putting in recently. So fingers crossed we can do it again. Go on you Blades.
Quick video for Johnny at Shoreham view, previewing the Southampton game. A little bit of form I think that we're into. No defenders. I'm hoping they've appealed Jags' red card because it shouldn't have been a red card, let's be honest. It's going to be difficult. No matter what, they've got a good side. They've got a better side than what we've got, but they've been in a bit of a slump recently. League tables suggesting that they are struggling a bit, not as good as last season. I think we can get something out of the game. It's just going to be one of those where it's a bit nip and tuck, and those games don't go our way, unfortunately, this year. I mean, last year those nip and tuck games went our way. This year they're just not going our way at all, and I think that could be the undoing of it. They'll probably beat us 2-0 or something. I don't think it'll be as one-sided as the previous game where they absolutely played us up at Park and annihilated us. Their form doesn't suggest that they're in a position where they can do that. However, we're not very good with the ball at the minute. We tend to allow teams to have a lot of the ball, and if Southampton do that, they could end up playing us off at Park. James Ward-Prowse, if he gets hold of the ball, he'll just make things happen, whereas we don't have anyone to really get hold of the ball and make it happen other than Didze. And did he play 90 minutes? He played like 80 odd. He's going to be tired. I don't think he'll be able to do much more than that again. And we're asking a lot of him every game. We're asking a lot. He'll be player of the season this season, I think. He's the only one that's made it happen. I mean, Basham's been good, but Didze has been the one that's been doing things, doing bits. So, yeah, I think it'll be a struggle. I do think we'll lose. I mean, it's not to put a negative spin on it. I just think they'll have too much for us. But we've got over 11 points now, so anything else is just a bonus in it. If we get a win, crying out loud, I mean, we can start to think about chasing teams down and things, but still relegated, but just get as close as we can to catch everyone up and make them all shit the ends, I think. Come on, Blades.
Southampton coming up at the weekend, and it's nice to have a Saturday 3 o'clock kick-off. We've not had one of those in a while, and I always love a Saturday 3 o'clock. It's one thing good that we're going out of the Premier League, to be fair. We get a lot of Saturday 3 o'clocks. Quite looking forward to the match, to be honest, probably after the win over the other night against Villa. I think the team pretty much picks itself, apart from one key issue that we have is at centre-half, obviously, with Jagielka being suspended. I can't believe that's not been overturned. I don't know if we did appeal it or not, but that's got to be overturned for me, but obviously it won't. It doesn't look like it will be. So that's interesting to see what will happen there. Will Wilder go to a back four? But Ampadu and Brian were very impressive when we did go to that the other night. Or does he bring a young, like a Kai Gordon in, who's been on the bench, and push Ampadu to the centre of the three? That'll be intriguing to see what Wilder does do there. I think the rest of the positions do put themselves, unless say a Bogle's coming back, which I don't think he is yet, or if we've got other players coming back. I think the other maybe contentious issue that you could probably say is who starts up front with McGoldrick. I'd go Brewster again. I thought there was little signs the other night, the little give and go for the shot, and there was definitely little signs of Brewster coming to his own. He's done that before and not really done it games after. He's not continued that, so I think it's important that he does continue that. But yeah, Southampton, they're in a really bad run of form at the minute, but they've got players that can hurt you. Set pieces with Ward-Prowse, Danny Ings up top, Shea Adams, who's scored goals against us in the past. So yeah, looking forward to it. If we win and Newcastle lose, do I start to believe again? I probably will do, even though I said we're down for the last 6 months. Every time we win, my hope gets back up, and I'm hoping for a good solid 2-0 United win. It's at Bramall Lane. They're in bad form, to be honest, as well. So let's might as well have a go and all. And so I'm going to go a good solid 2-0 win. Brewster to open his account for the Blades.
Hello, it's 2/3 of the Tufty Club again. We're just on all the time, aren't we? Constantly doing these videos. You must be sick of faces, worse than our wives. But anyway, Mark and David, Andy, as ever, is missing. After the Villa game, I am looking forward to the Southampton match. Then I'm not speaking for him. Cock a hoop. All right, okay. Is that the soup you've had for your dinner?
Bread.
Once again, the shirt on. What's this one? In fact, which one is it? We had a few similar ones around that time, didn't we? That were just plain black.
It's another relegation shirt because I'm keeping with the theme. It's the one where we went down under Mickey Adams. That great season. So we had Blackwell, Speed, Carver, Adams.
Not even a good relegation, that one, is it? No. It's not one of your memorable ones.
Makes me think of like Ertl and Bogdanovic and the like.
Yeah, visit Maltby.
So we got another game, 3 in a week at home, which it'd be fantastic if we're going to games, but it doesn't matter whether we're playing on the moon at the moment. But a rare 3 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, bang up for this. I'm happy about that. It's like, well, we said it before that you can actually, I guess, build your weekend around it like it's a focal point, the biggest thing going on. But it's just better than having it right at the end. Or it's a good. I love a 3 o'clock kickoff at best of times, but even in this lockdown, it's good.
Do you know how many games we've won on the weekend this season?
On the weekend, aren't they bad? I would say, because you're asking me, I'm going to go with none.
You're correct, and obviously we haven't won a Saturday 3 o'clock game since I believe Norwich, which is almost a year ago today. The last time crowds were in, which is incredible, really.
Yeah.
So we've struggled against these. We've lost every game against them, so that would suggest we have struggled, and they've hammered us both the last game of last season and this year, where they just swept us aside. And they started well, Southampton. They were top, weren't they, for a while?
Yeah.
They sort of trailed off a bit.
I think they've done a slow slide down, haven't they? Because I think we've touched on this before. I've just kind of lost interest in the Premier League, full stop. I don't watch any other game. I don't watch Match of the Day. I just don't want to see it again. I've seen it once, don't want to see it again. It's all been a bit depressing. And I just assumed they were still sort of upper mid-table. And it's obviously been a slow, steady slide, because I'm looking at the table now and, they're 14th, and their form's like even worse than ours at the minute.
They've had that strange anomaly where they were mid-table last season, just beneath us, I think, and then they've been all right this season apart from falling away, but they've lost those 2 9-0s, which is just bizarre, because even we've not got done like that. Just strange they've had two games like that in both seasons.
Yeah, but they won't be having a repeat of that on Saturday, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, they're another side, a bit like Burnley, that have kind of established itself, become a solid Premier League side based on a good academy, bought well from abroad. The manager I like, Hassan Hüttl. Is that how you say it?
No, good club. They're your typical, like you said, sort of bringing through the ranks club. They're like a good crew, aren't they? As crew were in 90s. At the minute, they're good, aren't they? They seem to bring players through or scout them well, from the continent, and then just sell them to Liverpool historically. Not so much recently, but you'd expect them to be doing better, put it that way, than 14.
Yeah, they do cause us problems. Like traditionally, we've done quite well against Villa, generally over the last few years, and I think it'll be a harder game, this one. But we'll see. What does he do? What does he do with the team in terms of United? Because we're running out of centre backs.
Well, it's one of them into where he's obsessed with the formation, and he won't change it unless it's to shuffle around during a game. So will he just shoehorn it again? Will he move Stevens inside and just put someone else left back?
Yeah, he could move Stevens or Baldock inside, either or. But he's joked last night about playing McBurney against Ings at centre back. And I seem to be semi-serious.
The thing is, historically we've done stuff like that before, haven't we? I'm trying to think of one where we've either moved a centre. No, other way around. Greg Alford played him up front, target man. Ignore me.
Billy Whitehurst might play the game at centre half at some point.
I think one's gone other way as well, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. I make these grand statements. Did one on podcast last night, didn't I? Said we've done a double sub, a sub in a sub before. What game was that? Can't remember. Someone had to tweet me this morning, and it was Jagielka apparently in the Man United game.
Wasn't it? Yeah. So which strikers have played centre half? One for the anoraks out there.
Yeah, one for the Tufty Club correctionists when we just make sweeping statements and then have no facts to back them up.
Yeah. And up front, do you think he'll give Brewster another go? I probably would. I know he wasn't great again. He had a little spell for 5 minutes, but he's got to persist with him, I think, for a longer period. You think?
Well, better option than Berkham, isn't it? So,
well, I was about to say, I don't think Burke will be banging down the manager's door this morning after his performance last night. He'd probably run past him. Probably end up banging on like ticket office or souvenir shop. Like, what am I doing in here? Come to see Gaffer.
Dancing with a complaint letter that dropped in and ran past. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Not the greatest of cameos that last night.
No, it wasn't barely a cameo at all. It was just rubbish, wasn't it? But yeah, I think I'm going to say I'm going to try and show on a word up joking, but there were nothing there. But good try. Yeah, it's McGoldrick and another, isn't it? And probably Brewster's the one, unless he just does want to go with. Did he play sharp at the end of last season? Just for, it just seems to. Yeah, he does have a bit of a soft spot for nostalgia occasionally, doesn't he? So you can almost imagine him playing an ex-Southampton forward line, can't you? So.
Well, I just want them to show the same spirit and fight they did the other night. I thought it was great that we finally had. They were really trying hard and working for each other, playing as one sort of thing. We've been separate departments this season, like Debenhams, where there's different stores within stores. But we were all as one.
Yeah, but even in
like the
Debenhams,
Oasis of Meadowhall. Even
in Debenhams, you can if you've got something from one concession, you can only pay for it at the other one. So they still do have more sort of amalgamation than our sides had at times this season. But there again, they've gone bust. So maybe the similarities are.
They're selling off the stock actually. At the end of the season, Berg and Egan are the equivalent of Dorothy Perkins and Burton's.
Just hope we won't be holding out for Mike Ashley buying us.
Next up, Southampton. Well, they had a very good start to the season, haven't they? But they've just fell away, hit by injuries, similar to us. I can see it being quite a dull match, maybe actually a 0-0, so another clean sheet for Rambo, because he's playing out of his socks at the moment. Big praises at the moment for him, good lad. Line-up wise, obviously Jagielka is going to be out for some suspension, so we've probably got 2 defenders available. So we might even play a 4-4-2, shock. Rest of it, stick with Brewster up front, I would say so. So yeah, give him more time. We've got to play him next season, haven't we? So he's got to come good at some point. And rest of the team stays as it was, and a bit more fight like they were at the match against Villa, and we're not going to go far wrong against Southampton, I don't think. So come on, Blades.
Southampton Saturday. Danny Ings, Che Adams up against our makeshift defence. Could be old, couldn't it? Play like they played the other night, put effort in, but we've lost another defender. We just our look now for Brian or Ampadu to get injured Saturday. Just that's where it's going. But brilliant battling the other night. Brilliant. But all could happen in this game. No predictions on it at all. Just see what team we pick and go out and give us best. If we could nick a win, we go off at bottom. But we see if we can't. Derby keep the record. So want the season to end. Move on to next. Onwards and upwards, Blades.
Good morning. Just had the old vaccine. It seems to have gone all right so far. Thought I'd start this little clip with just telling you how good I think Microsoft is and how amazing their products. I'm joking. It's a vaccine joke. It's a vaccine joke about Bill Gates. Who knows? It could be true. Could be true. But Anyway, on to Saturday. I've got a few views already from the Southampton faithful. Really mixed, actually. I've not seen a view from this sort of. I don't know. They're all arguing against each other about how bad they are. I've got a couple here. It says Sheffield United have already won 3 home games in 2021. They're way ahead of us in form. I've not checked the odds, but bookies will surely make them favourites, which I don't think is true. Another one said, we have no chance of beating Sheffield United. We have 2 players injured and we can't possibly expect 3 points, which I think is a bit of a dig at their manager for complaining about their injuries when they actually got that many. But then a couple of others say, Sheffield United are not very good. Another one says, yeah, we'll win, they're terrible. And I think the entire view from is summed up by this, which says, someone said, we will smash the worst team in the league. And then someone quips, why? We can't play ourselves. So, yeah, so they're not in the best state, Southampton. Their form's been absolutely appalling this year. I think it's going to be difficult just due to the effort that we put in against Villa Vile on Wednesday. I really enjoyed that performance. A proper Sheffield United performance. It's one of those performances that I think all Blades fans love. That backs to the wall and flying into tackles and stuff. And never fault the effort of these players. Never ever fault the effort of these players. They might lack quality at this level, but I really enjoyed that performance. And hopefully we can take it in. Like I say, it's going to be obviously the injuries now are just almost like a joke. I don't know who we're going to be playing in defence, and Southampton are probably the best team we've played this season, I think. They absolutely battered us at their ground. I know they've obviously gone out of form, but I still think it'll be difficult. But I'm quite looking forward to it. If we can play like we did, just in terms of effort and stuff, they'll get a round of applause off me. And so that's that. And don't forget to buy Microsoft.
So we all know now that when Roy's doing the view from, if there's about 3,000 adverts for Microsoft, it's because of the jab. Bill Gates has taken over Roy's mind. Wait a minute, I haven't the jab. Oh no, buy Microsoft! I want to thank every single fan that sends in a video to us for the W2F video, for the fan previews that are not usually in this video, they're usually in the next up video. But because of the quick turnaround of fixtures and me having about 10 minutes sleep, having to get all these videos done, I've been pestering living life out of them, and I must be a right pain in their arse. But I want to thank every single one of them for continuing to contribute to these videos. Whether you're a season ticket holder or whether you just go to the odd game when you can, I think one thing we can all agree on is we're all missing the lane. We've already had Hal from the Sheffield United way and Big Kev on this feature, but I'm happy to put somebody new in the spotlight now. Somebody who I've called a friend for years and years, and is my best friend, and somebody who I'm very lucky to have as a friend for so long. We've been friends since we were kids, since we were 15. I think you'll enjoy this video and this segment. It's The Lane is Calling. So, easy one first. What's your name?
Oh my god, I can't do this.
You can do this.
Oh, right.
Look, you're wearing leather trousers. You're on a sofa with the camera pointed at you. This could be a lot worse.
Hi, Ruth.
Hi.
So I was about 5 when I went to the lane for the first time. My dad had got a ticket through work and decided that he was going to take me with him. I don't remember who we played, but I just remember loving every second. Alright, so on a typical match day, I'd get up, have a bit of breakfast. I'm not a believer in eating's cheating. Make my way down to London Road about 12 o'clock-ish, go for a few beers with my friends, and perform a full autopsy on the previous week's match, because that's just what you have to do. And then head round to the lane about 10 to 3, get in there in time just for kick-off. So the usual place is bottom of London Road. I traditionally call it the R&R because that's what it was when I first started going there. It's had numerous names, the Scholar, Hermitage, I think now it's called the Clubhouse, but it'll always be R&R to me. When you walk into the ground and you see the steps, and it's just, they can mean different things. They can be the steps of anticipation or the steps of doom, depending on how we're doing at that time in the season. And they produce different feelings depending on who you're playing and what situation you're in. Where I'm supposed to sit is halfway down the column, but where I do sit is right at the back, gangway G. The majority of my friends that I've actually made through going to football stand up there, and it's just not the same if you sat watching it on your own. I miss the people, the atmosphere, just the whole, process of the day. Yeah, they are my family. They are my third family. So I've got my mum and dad, and I've got my own little family, and then I've got my football family. It's just not the same watching it in your living room. It's you've not got that atmosphere and other people to bounce off of and talk to about it. Yeah, you just can't compete with live, in-person football. Oh, the first time I hear Annie's song, when we're finally allowed back in, I will actually cry. Real tears. Tears of elation. It moves me anyway. The butterflies, you cannot describe it to anybody. Like, it is the tingliest feeling in the world, and it just fills every single inch of your body.
Like a night out in Sheffield, like a greasy chipmutty, like Sheffield United, come fill me again.
Lovely segment that. I think she's spot on, isn't she? As soon as we all get in that ground and we all start singing Annie's song, if there's not grown men fucking crying, they're not real fans. Don't take that literally, for fuck's sake. I'm not saying if you don't cry, you're not a real fan. Macho! Ooh, all that bollocks. Yeah, fuck off. We're all going to be in bits like little fucking kids. We know we are. It is a match day. We have got a chance at 3 points today. A slim chance as always, but a chance nonetheless. And as we said, every win from here on out is a massive, massive bonus. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for taking the time to start your match build-up with us. It really does mean a lot to us. Before we go, let's have a look what else is out there on Blades Media. As always, Roy's collected all the pre-match views from the Southampton fans. It's a nice mix this week. Lots of pessimism, mixed with a lot of overconfidence. Tomorrow, probably, here on the Shoreham View, we've got Air of the Dog with the Sufc match reaction. Coming up later today, for the match, Sheffield United will be doing a live watch-along. Starts 1 hour before kick-off. Nick and Hal do a quality job with that. Something you should definitely go and have a watch at. Of course, after the game, Roy will be going through the heroic task of collecting all the Southampton fans' post-match comments. Hopefully, more salty tears. Coming up here on the Shoreham View, we've got the Bob Booker podcast that's coming out on Saturday, March 27th. Don't miss it. Great chat with Bob. Over on the Sheffield United way, they'll be having their podcast with Carl as Saba, one of the Warnock crew. That'll be on Wednesday, the 10th of March. If it's anything like the last ones, don't miss it. It'll be quality. And of course, there's all the great Sheffield United podcasts. You've got Tufty Club. Their discussions are random and hilarious. You've got Blades Pod, as we have a cathartic look at some past terrible games to make us feel slightly better about what we're watching right now. And 4 Blades in a Pub, you have to go back to their library. They've got some really memorable podcasts with some great guests and well worth a listen. All 3 great podcasts. Everything to get you going on this match day. Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff. What more can you want? Get yourselves in the mood. Get yourself sat down comfortable. Get some beers down you. Start now. It's called beer and breakfast for a reason. Get yourselves into the mood. Get yourselves up for it. Let's hope the team do the same. And up the Blades!